Question 5. So I think a quick sketch always helps us gather our thoughts. So for the first part, we've got to find an equation for the circle. Now remember, the equation of a circle is always x minus something all squared plus y minus something all squared equals the radius squared. Now the 2 points here, our x1 and our y1, is the centre of the circle. Now they're given as 3, 1. So straight away we can say x minus 3 all squared plus y minus 1 all squared equals the radius squared. So how do we find the radius squared? Well, if you look at the diagram here, you can see that by popping in these red lines, we're just creating a Pythagoras a right angle triangle we can solve by Pythagoras. So the x step is going from 3 to 8, which is 5. The y step is going from 1 to 3, which is 2. So r squared equals 2 squared plus 5 squared, which is 29. And remember, it is the radius squared that we want here. You don't need to bother square rooting it, only to square it again. The formula for the equation for a circle, it equals r squared. So hence that's 29. So that line is our final answer. Now for part B, we're being asked to find an equation for the tangent to C at P. So the equation of this purple line. So our goal is to be able to use the C1 formula, y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. That's the classic formula for a straight line. We need to have a point on the line, which of course we know it's P. So we're going to be substituting in 8, 3 in a minute. So all we're missing is the gradient of this slope. So what you've got to remember from your circle theory rules is that the angle between a tangent and a radius is 90 degrees. So if you can work out the gradient of OP, then just by flipping that gradient over and changing the sign, you've got the gradient of the tangent. So the gradient of OP, so a gradient is just the y step over the x step. So I'm choosing to think of P first. So my y step is 3 take away 1 divided by my x step of x take away 3. So that's 2 over 5. Now that's the gradient of OP. So the normal. So the gradient of our tangent, we flip this over and change the sign, giving us minus 5 over 2. So that is the gradient I've used. Now we're aiming for a format where we've got a, b and c are integers, so we might as well straight away undo this dividing by 2. So I've just chosen to multiply both sides by 2 straight away. So doubling our left hand side, 2y minus 6 equals, and undoing this dividing by 2, we get minus 5 and then x minus 8 in brackets. I've then done the claw, so we've got minus 5x plus 40, minus 5 times minus 8 is plus 40, and then I've taken everything over to the right hand side by adding 5x and minusing 40 from both sides, giving us this as our final answer.